Hi everyone, my name is Sean Williams and I am the new Assistant Director of the Graduate Student Center. And tonight I just want to go ahead and cook a good comfort meal. We all are going through some unprecedented times, and I think that at times like this it would be nice to just have some good food. So tonight we're going to fry some chicken, some Southern style chicken. So what you need, here are the ingredients. So obviously the chicken. So I have 3 legs and 3 thighs, I'm sorry. 1 egg, a half a cup of flour, and I love Lawry's seasoning, but you can really use any seasoned salt, some garlic powder, and some black pepper. So before I even do anything, I've already washed my hands, but I'm gonna wash my hands again because we should really be doing that as much as possible. So go ahead and get some soap. So one thing that is extremely important about frying chicken is your oil, and that is what I actually forgot to mention to you. You also need cooking oil, so you might want to use peanut oil, vegetable oil is fine, corn oil is fine, maybe about a half a cup of oil. But if you look here in the skillet, we're actually warming the oil up now. You want to make sure it's at a good temperature and make sure it's high enough. You always want to put it on really high because you want to get it sizzling when you first throw the chicken in. And then as you throw the chicken in and it starts to sizzle really high, you turn it down and you adjust it to a good comfort level. So the best way to really check and see if your oil is ready is to take just a pinch of the flour and you throw it in the skillet, and once it starts to sizzle, that's how you know that your oil is ready. So now, before we even get into that, I just want to go ahead and season the chicken a little bit. So, put some seasoned salt. Now, people who are health conscious, this is probably not the meal you want to eat, but if you're looking for a good meal, a good comfort meal, this is your thing. But just be cognizant and season, to your level that you want. I like to season it well, but I know that there are people who might have high blood pressure or people who really can't be salt heavy, so you will have to gauge this accordingly. So we start with the seasoned salt. Now I want to put some garlic powder. Garlic powder doesn't have salt in it, by the way. So if you are being health conscious, this is the one ingredient that doesn't have salt. Now if you use garlic salt, that does have salt in it. So we can put a lot of that on there. Now we want to add some pepper. Pepper. I'm just going to put just a little more seasoned salt. But once again, you have to kind of gauge what season level is good for you. If you're using salt products, I'm going to wash my hands again. Now I'm going to put the egg on it. I know that this is so backwards, but I like to wash my hands a lot. So I'm just going to crack the egg. on there, throw it in the little baggie, put it in the trash. Now you want to rub the egg around the chicken. This is what keeps the seasoning deep in the chicken meat as well as on the top layer of the skin. So, oh, it looks like it's dripping a little bit. I'm sorry. We'll clean that up in a minute. But this is what makes the flavor go deep in the meat, and like I said, on the surface, on the skin. It retains all of the seasoning. So you just do this for a few seconds. This looks pretty good. All right. Go ahead and wash my hands again. Push this back a little bit. Wash this off with some water and some soap. Okay. Now lastly, I just want to put the chicken and the flour. So you just throw it in there. There's a little residue. It's good to pour that in there. So that keeps the seasoning too. I'm gonna wash my hands again. All right, so now I'm gonna shake this. Looks like the bag wants to work with me, but there we go. And you just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until all the chicken is coated. And now here's the easy part. The oil is now ready. So now just throw the chicken in the oil. And we're gonna let this fry for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's at a golden brown. For people who this may be your first time, it is perfectly okay once that skin gets to a good golden brown or a brown that you're comfortable with to stick a knife or a fork in it just to check and see if, you know, the meat is pink. If it's still pink, it's not done. But if you have it at a good enough level and you're frying it at a good consistency, and if you're like me where, you know, you've done this so many times you just kind of know, then you don't have to worry about really poking the center to check if it's done. But I know that there are some people who might be concerned about that, so it's always good to, if you know, you want to go ahead and check it, just stick a fork or, you know, a knife in there and just check to see and look at the color of the meat. So that concludes the prep up until frying it. We're going to check back in a few minutes once this is done, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. A good thing that people like to do is, you know, this is a quick, easy meal or a snack that you can make, but if you wanted to make a full entree, you know, you can have some broccoli on the side or some type of spinach on the side, some type of vegetable, corn, it doesn't matter. And if you want to starch, maybe some potatoes or, you know, mac and cheese would go good with it. So it's up to you to decide, you know, what side that you would like to have with it. But I just thought that I would take the time to show you something that's so quick, simple, and inexpensive. That's a good comfort meal. So right now we're going to go ahead and conclude this portion of the video, and then we'll be back with the final product in a few minutes.